Let's create a calendar from scratch using the JTAppleCalendar library version 7.0. Today we will be using CocoaPods. If you want to see an installation, you can click a prior video. So first we're going to add a UI collection view object, and let's set the constraints. I'm also going to add a background color so that it's easier to see. So I'll set that to 0, 0, and I'll just set a height. So let's go ahead and add those four. Now we are going to configure the cell. I will set up a simple UI label so that I can display the date, and I will set it both centered vertically and horizontal. Now we need to create a new cell for this class. What I will do is create a new CocoaTouch class. It will be a subclass of JTAppleCell, and we'll just call it custom cell. Now that the file is created, we can delete all this junk code. In order for it to work, we first need to import JTAppleCalendar library, which we do here. Now we'll just create a simple UI label outlet so that we can display that cell information. I will also set this to week. Okay, this is done. Let's head back to the storyboard, and now let's set up the reuse identifier of the cell. We're gonna call it my cell. No, you know what? Let's just call it custom cell. All right. Now we will check its outlets, and we should see the oh, I need to set the class. Let's set the class to custom cell as well. All right. Now let's check the outlets, and we should see the date label that we have created. We're going to just set that up right now. Now that the cell is configured, let's configure the collection view. I want this to be a horizontal collection view. Also, let's remove the horizontal scroll views and vertical scroll views. Let's also make it paging. I think that should be it for the collection view. Alright, let's go check out the outlets, and we should see, oh, okay, we need to set the class of the collection view first to JTAppleCalendar View. Alright, we'll do that right here, and now we can see the outlets. We can set the data source to the view controller, and we'll also set the delegate to the view controller. So I think that should be it for storyboard. Now let's write some code. In order to get the calendar to work, you need to import the library first, and then we need to conform to two protocols. Alright, which we'll do here, view controller, JTAppleCalendar delegate and the JTAppleCalendar data source. Now the first function we conform to would be the configure calendar function, and in that we need to return a parameter structure. This structure has a number of variables in it, which we shall see now. The only ones that are mandatory are start date and end date. The calendar needs to know this. All the others are optional. So we need a start date and an end date. Let's return those parameters here, and now we would need a date formatter to create the start and end date. So let's put that up here. Let's formatter equals date formatter. And I think I might have an error somewhere. Okay, date formatter. There we go. Now let's set the format of the date formatter. We're going to create a simple year, month, date format style. we'll give it the same time zone as our current calendar's time zone. Current time zone. And then we will also set its locale to be the current calendar's locale. Now keep in mind, you can set this to whatever you want it to be. This is all your code. Now let's create the start date. Formatter dot date from string. And we are going to create just 2017 January 1st. Alright. Now let's create the end date. Let me just edit this to the 12th month 31st. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to force unwrap this. Now keep in mind, you would not do this in your real app. You would use what is safe, right? So we have an end date, and that should be it for this function. The other function should be sell for item at date. Now this will be like a regular table view or collection view. We'll just dequeue a cell, calendar.dequeue, and we'll use the identifier that we registered the cell with, which should be custom cell, and we'll just throw in the index path. We'll cast the cell into a custom cell class, and we return the cell. Before returning the cell, we need to set its date, so we'll do that with the cell state parameter. This parameter contains a bunch of stuff that we can choose from, but this time we'll just choose text. And this should be, let's set the text. There we go. And this should be it. Let's build the application and see if it runs. Let's run it right now. And there we go. A fully running horizontal calendar. If you like the project, don't forget to leave a star rating on GitHub. All of the information is in the description of this video. Have a good one, guys.